Hey everybody, it's Rook. Welcome back. It's been a couple months now for GX play since the GX box came out, and I think that we have established somewhat of a meta after several tournaments. We have tournaments going on weekly. We had the Win-A-Box and Speed Duel League, which ran for about a month and a half, and we've had other kind of weekend tournaments bi-weekly. We've established a little bit of a meta, and I'm here today to do another top 2 deck video. It's going to be top 2 GX-specific decks for 2022. This is prior to the Paradox Brothers box that we know is coming kind of later in the fall. This is more like a spring-summer 2022. Top 2 GX decks in case you have these boxes physically and you're still not quite sure what the best deck is. Do I want to play Ancient Gears? Do I want to play Volcanic? Elemental Heroes? There's a lot of good options that the box brings, but I'm here to show you the top 2 decks so you can jump right in, so you can school your friends and have some fun. And this is just after a number of tournaments, as I mentioned, where we've seen these decks succeed over time. So let's get started. Number one, the Destiny and Dragoon deck. This is a cool one. It's one that I personally haven't seen too much in my weekly tournament, but this did top 8 at a weekend tournament and did well in the Win-A-Box as well. The Destiny Hero, the Dragoon deck, pretty simple. You're running 3 Plasma and 3 Dogma, but you're not using them. You have Allure Darkness to try and cycle through these and find these as quick as you want to. All dark targets, Breaker, Kaiku, Sphere, these are all dark targets. So 3 Allure Darkness works really well here. You essentially want to use this with the Fusion Party skill, which is just the once per turn. You can use it as polymerization. Once per duel. Wow, that'd be broken. Once per duel, you get a polymerization. That's the skill. So you're like, where's the Fusion? It's going to be in the skill here. So 3 Plasma, 3 Dogma. You really just need to find one of each, and then you can fuse for your Destiny and Dragoon. That's going to be the biggest win condition of the deck. So once you have Dragoon out, it's kind of a pain in the butt to get rid of. It's a 3,000 beater, and once per turn, you can pop something, deal damage to your opponent equal to the attack, so it's a really good control fusion card. You can't conduct your battle phase the turn you do that, but you're really just trying to control the board and just be oppressive that way. And another reason why this is annoying, if you guys have been familiar with Dragoon before, once per turn during your standby phase, if this card's in your graveyard, you can banish a Destiny Hero from your graveyard, special summon it. So it comes back. It can come back twice. You think about having like a Dogma Plasma in your graveyard. So this is annoying once you get Dragoon out, and you can get it out like real fast with Allure Darkness using Fusion Party, finding your materials. This is pretty scary right in the beginning. If you're playing against somebody that can't set up their board that fast, you are going to be doing really well here. So Dragoon's like a fun one to jump into. I think all these cards are from the box, actually, from the GX box, except maybe you got to buy singles for Breaker. I think Breaker's Battle City. But you got your 3 Plasma, 3 Dogma, 3 Allure Darkness. Actually, Allure might be from previous sets, so you might have to grab that too. But Allure Darkness is super good here, so you can cycle through your resources. You have 3 Breaker, fantastic staple. Got to have the counter, pop back row. Really good staple there. You got a Kaiku here, and you notice there's one on the side in this particular deck build. And Kaiku is good. It's another good beater, 1800 good staple to throw out there, but also your opponent can't banish cards from either graveyard. So it protects your Dogma and your Plasma if you need it to be able to recycle and get Dragoon back. So Kaiku is kind of there to have that presence so that they can't get banished if your opponent's trying to do something there. So that's why Kaiku's here. Sphere Karibo, another great dark target, and of course a hand trap to be able to deflect anything. If you, for some reason, you still can't find your pieces, you need a little time. There's your Book of Moon staple and your Cosmic Cyclone for magic removal. So that's pretty much it. Cosmic Cyclone is going to play around Moth. And maybe some other scary kind of traps. We see a lot of burn decks also. It might get rid of your Nightmare Wheels, your Zomas. But that's pretty much it. This is a really simple deck for kind of a top deck that we've been seeing. So this is one to jump into. You can jump right into it and have a good time with it. And you'll be surprised at how fast it works. Also, just side cards, Defusion. We're still seeing XYZ Unions as a threat. This is the top 2 GX decks, so there are still decks from previous sets that are really good, like Moth and XYZ Union. So you have some side options and some main deck options kind of combat that. Your Defuse, another Cosmic Cyclone, another Kaiku, potentially a Jinzo if you need a tribute option. You're not really summoning Plasma Dogma, like I said, so this is kind of like another boss monster, just in case you need it. You can also do Waken the Dragon here. Waken the Dragon's coming back pretty well. That's the one where if it pops, you can special summon some from the extra deck, which you got Dragoon, so that's great. So there's Destiny and Dragoon there, and Dangerous just in case you want to switch it up, and the situation calls for it. But you're primarily going to get Dragoon here. That's why they call the deck Dragoon Turbo. So this is the first deck for the top 2 GX specific decks, kind of coming into the summer 2022 that you can play for Speed Duel. Number 2, Cyber Angels, the most complicated one. Man, this is not. This one was hard to learn for a lot of people that have just played Speed Duel like only, and they haven't touched Advance in a while because it's got to be. I think it's the most complicated. It's not that complicated, but it's the most complicated for Speed Duel. You notice you got 9 ritual monsters already. It's a 30-card deck too. So with Cyber Angels, essentially the biggest thing is you're going to have all your ritual monsters. You have Edatin, Ben 10, and Izana. You're also going to run 3 Senju, and then you got your staples: DD Warrior, Lady Breaker, Machine Angel, Ritual. It's all going to be about ritual summoning your Cyber Angels. So the skill you're going to use with this deck is called Ritual Ceremony, which is also something that I believe was from like Battle City. Ritual Ceremony allows you to reveal a ritual monster from your hand in order to get a ritual spell from your deck. So you have 9 ritual monsters in this deck. There's a great chance that one of these is going to be in your hand. You get the reveal, you get the Mar, the Machine Angel Ritual. Then you can start ritual summoning all over the place because you're going to summon Edatin, for example, and you're going to use Ben 10 as the tribute, or as the ritual requirement. Ben 10, when it's used in a ritual, you can search for a light monster. You're going to search for your Senju. Senju is going to allow you to get another Machine Angel Ritual when it comes down, so you're going to see that. And then if you use Edatin as a ritual sacrifice in order to ritual summon something like Izana, Edatin is going to buff all the ritual monsters you have on the field by 1,000. So typically you might see kind of an Edatin come out first, using Ben 10, getting Senju, another Machine Angel Ritual. Now you're getting rid of the Edatin and maybe another thing from hand, and you have Izana. And then Izana is kind of like the big boss monster. Assuming you ritual summoned with Edatin, Izana's coming out at 35, which matches Moth. There's a couple things that happen right away. What is it? Let's see. If you're playing against this, just floodgate this. Don't read this. Oh my God. Just floodgate this. But anyway, if you're playing Cyber Angels, you can make your opponent send a spell trap they control to the graveyard when it's successfully ritual summoned. When it destroys something by battle, it can make a second attack. Second attack on an opponent's monster in a row. And once per turn, if it gets targeted, you can shuffle a ritual monster from your graveyard into the deck. And if you do, you destroy a card your opponent controls. So there's a few things here that can happen. Biggest thing around kind of that target piece at the end. So Izana also just being a natural beater, pretty scary. Something you definitely want to, if you have Floodgate, just get rid of that so you don't have to read that. But that's going to be kind of your big string. Edatin, Ben 10, Izana. All have great effects. Edatin, Ben 10 obviously being resources to ritual summon for either each other, and Izana have great effects like Ben 10 getting the light monster and Edatin buffing everything by 1,000, and that's permanent as long as the monster's on the field. So with your 9 rituals, you have 3 Senju going into some good specific staples. DD Warrior Lady, fantastic staple. There's your Breaker. I think everything that you see on your screen is from GX Box except Breaker, Battle City, and I believe Zoma is going to be one that you got to track down also if you want to run that. Looking at spells, Machine Angel Ritual, we have 3. Another thing about Machine Angel Ritual that I didn't mention is that if a light monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this from graveyard, and it's not. So Machine Angel Ritual, it's great. You're already getting one from Ritual Ceremony, and then you'll get one from Senju. So not only are you going to have those resources kind of right away to do like 2+ ritual summons like in the first turn or first 2 turns, but you're also going to have them in your graveyard ready so that you can banish them in the event that your monsters are getting destroyed. So Machine Angel Ritual, it's going to be the big one. Book of Moon, another spell, just good defense, good staple to have. 3 Floodgate, 3 Zoma. Going for traps. The traps are pretty interchangeable. It's really kind of however your play style is, however you want to, what do you want to try and play around. You notice there's no Cosmic Cyclone here. We have 3 Breaker. You can put not Floodgate. You can put Nightmare Wheel in here. You can put all sorts of traps. Wall of Disruption's another great trap that we don't see mained in this particular deck build, but other options that you can have that are fantastic. Looking at the side, some basic good staple sides here. Kaiku, the Nobleman of Crossout. Share the Pain is in this one, which is interesting. That's something from like Trials of the Kingdom. Dust Tornado, more magic removal. Mind Crush is a good one that's making its rounds on the side. Lost Wind also might see Awaken the Dragon, as I mentioned before, and potentially Cosmic Cyclone, more magic removal. And then the extra. The extra is just one of each really good fusion out there currently, so it's like this fits like Awakening the Dragon if you want to run that. Because Awakening the Dragon, a lot of folks like to bring out like Thousand Eyes of Strict now, Cyber End Dragon, your Joker. So a lot of good things. On Dueling Book, it's important to have 6 things in the extra deck so your opponent thinks you have an extra deck. But anyway, all right, how long have I been talking? That's been 10 minutes? All right, we're good. Those are the top 2 GX-specific decks for Speed Duel right now. Like I said, this is like mid-May recording this, so it's like spring going to summer. This is before the Paradox Brothers box. Obviously, these aren't these are contenders for like the top decks, period. But they still compete with Moth, XYZ Union, some burn variants, and I think there's maybe Spellproof Armor. Some of the older format decks are also still very good. But for those of you that have like a lot of the GX boxes, you just got the new product, you're going to see a lot of these in these. You're going to see a lot of opportunity to build these with what you have physically. So that's it. All right, guys, that's a quick meta snapshot update for GX. It's making a good splash here in the Speed Duel format. So excited to see where it goes as we keep going. And we got a few months until the next product, so it's pretty healthy right now. And people are having a lot of fun with it. And I hope you are too. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.